Work. I'll try again. Once I see one person show up, I will say more. In the meantime, I may grab my other tarot deck. Let me do that. We're just rebooting. Doing a reboot. We'll wait a couple of minutes. Oh, you're back. Okay, good. I hope it works. Well, you know, the light blinked and I heard a big ba-boom. Cheryl was right. We're having a storm. Fingers crossed. So at least I'm back. I hope that the other live isn't still going. I've had that problem before, so maybe you can let me know. Okay, where were we? Thanks for coming back. All right. Is Terry here? Welcome back, Connor. I had time to have some tea. I had time to quickly jump on and see what they're talking about on MSNBC, and I promptly turned it off. Your son's television quit? Matt Gaetz. Didn't I finish reading on Matt Gaetz? I think I got, with Matt Gaetz, I got that for some reason, yeah, that's where I was too. I got that Matt Gaetz is just exhausted. And that what's happening is there's a lot of interest. Hear the thunder? There's a lot of interest in where Matt Gaetz' money has come from. Yes. I'm just fingers crossed because there's a big storm. Yes, I'm seeing Matt Gaetz. I'm seeing them looking into the justice system, looking into Matt Gaetz' money ties. I love a rainy night. No, we've got a lot of song ideas coming out tonight in the chat. So since I was on the topic of Matt Gaetz, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull 3 more cards about him. I think this is the first, no, it's real thunder. Matt hasn't seen anything yet. I agree with you. I think this is the first thunderstorm of the season. I don't remember thunder this year yet until now. So you were here. We're kind of bringing in the summer with a bang. Next week, next Wednesday, a week from today, summer solstice. Maybe we'll do an astrology show. Thank you. Welcome back to you too. We're going to pick 3 additional cards about Matt Gaetz. Thunder is God's bottle drop. Funny, Terry. Oh, and Terry, when my Wi-Fi quits, just so you know, because I know you sent me a message, I don't know if I'm coming back. I come back if it works. That's my answer. So Matt Gaetz. Yeah, there are secrets about Matt Gaetz, and I have the Temperance card. It's just a matter of time. I feel like they're following the money, where he got his money, and the Queen of Wands. It does have to do with the sex trafficking, but it has to do with more than that, too. Kind of noisy here tonight. Yeah, the thing about YouTube, just so you know, is I can't really restart until the former live stream that I got knocked off of until it until it shuts down. And sometimes that takes a long time. Bottle drop. Okay. So yeah, Matt Gaetz is in big trouble. I've seen him in prison. In the past, I've seen that. I've seen that's how it ends for him. Yeah, I see that's how it ends for him. Anyway, I was just mentioning that during my unplanned break, I turned on MSNBC, and they were going on about all the bad. This is how you know you don't want to watch it. When they start going on about all the things that can go wrong. When they start going, like, making a big story out of all the things that could go wrong. I mean, as human beings, we should never do that in the first place. What is the point of that? When you really think about it, what's the point of that? I'm going to read cards, pull 3 cards about mainstream news. And whether they're going to realize that people don't want to hear all the made up drama stories. Hang on one second. Oh. I want to be able to see you. Okay. I'm looking at the news to see if they're going to, change it up, because their approach is not working. Is the news going to change their approach? Yeah, when they start losing people, what's going to happen with the news is it's kind of like this. It's kind of like when the next generation comes around and the generation before, the older generation, realizes that the younger generation, that's that line in that Bob Dylan song, please get out of the new road if you can't lend a hand. So I'm reading on mainstream news media, because we've been talking about that tonight and complaining about it. So I'm asking, the question is, are they going to change their approach? And I get that they will start feeling the pain of losing their audience. And then they're going to be kind of befuddled, because they're not too bright when it comes to what the other generations like. After about a year, year and a half, the mainstream news media is going to look a lot different. I have the Ace of Coins, because they're going to realize that the money is not what they need for it to be. The mainstream news media has to go through the pain, this is a 9 of Swords, of what they're doing isn't working. Making up stories, catastrophizing is not working. They're losing people. Somebody talk Jill off the ledge. Somebody talk to Jill, please. Jill and Darlene, can you reel it in? Thank you. Thanks, Terry. So anyway, the 9 of Swords, as far as the mainstream news media, they will have to change. It's going to take about 1.5 to 2 years. And they will start changing. It's going to be gradual. They're a little slow to on the uptake. The reason I'm telling you to reel it in is because it's exactly what I'm talking about. There's no need to focus in on how bad it is and how they'll never change and how, the MAGAs are still the Republicans, they're doing a better job. There's no need to dwell on that. We have grassroots of democracy, and at grassroots of democracy, we get to work making change happen. Find your inner Ukrainian. And if it continues, I'm just going to have to see you again on Friday. Because nobody wants to be brought down by this video. So we can choose to focus on the good that can happen. We can choose to focus on the fact that had January 6, 2021 worked, which it should have, but by the grace of the angels, it didn't work, we can be grateful that we still live in a democracy. We can be super, super grateful that we don't have Donald Trump as President of the United States. The reason we don't have Donald Trump as President of the United States right now is because we were in a pandemic and he let people die. So there's no room for pessimism here. There's no need for it. I say that with love in my heart. I want to support you, and that's how I support you. It's supportive to point out to people it's not bad. It's not bad. We were talking about English people earlier and how, the pessimism seems to be there, and somebody mentioned they do have a great sense of humor. It's a little different, but and the Monty Python movie, The Life of Brian, when they're singing Always Look at the Bright Side. Thank you, Terry, for picking up the slack there. I appreciate it. We're going to switch decks. Now, Cheryl requested the black and gold deck, which is a Ukrainian deck. Oh, man, I hate to disappoint you. Where did I put it? Hang on. And in a minute, I have to do my commercial. Thanks, you guys, for coming back. I'm glad I didn't have to be dropped off for too terribly long, but there's no guarantees that I won't lose my Wi-Fi again. I did order, one of the viewers suggested Ethernet, to get an Ethernet connection. So I'm thank you, Joanna. Thank you for all your support and for supporting people that are on a downer in the chat. Walk on the sunny side of the street. Yes, for sure. So we read on Matt Gaetz. Let's just read on there's 11 people in the House of Representatives that have no business, that's worst case scenario. They have no business being in positions in our government. Hi, Kalani. Well, have you been here? Yeah, so I have a device coming tomorrow that's gonna give me an Ethernet connection, so that should make a big difference. We shall see. So the 11 people in the House of Representatives that shouldn't be there. Yeah, that's what Adam Schiff almost got censored by the House Republicans. It's like these brilliant, thank you, Catherine. It's like these brilliant people in the really smart people in our government, the Goldmans and the Jamie Raskins and the Adam Schiffs, and it's almost like they're the high school teachers and they're dealing with, no, middle school. They're dealing with middle school brats. Let's see what's going to happen to them. Yeah, I haven't been able to look at many of the details because of everything else that's going on in the news, as has been the case for a lot of us. So we're looking at what's going to happen with those 11 obstructionist fascists in the Republican Party. I didn't hear about Adam Schiff either, but actually I did hear that Luna, the lunatic, I think it's the lunatic, there's somebody in the House, her last name is Luna, that she's trying to sue Adam Schiff for like $10 million or something crazy like that. See, Jill's feeling better now. Thanks, Terry. We're here to lift you up, not to pull you down. MSNBC, and they do it. They're doing that part. I'm doing the uplifting. I'm getting, okay, so let me tell you, let me clarify the question. The 11 people that are in the party of fascists that are causing the most trouble, the bullies and the mean girls, this is what I get about them. They're going to have to surrender because judgment is coming and this is the law. Aren't you glad I came back? Yes, it's bad. You lift me up, that's a Josh Groban song, right? Yes, I'm glad you're back too. Thank you for coming back and for keeping the faith. See, I taught you well. Yes! This is the 11 Republicans that are fascists in the House of Representatives. I don't pre-shuffle or anything. I just pull the cards. Hangman is surrender, judgment, the law. 3 major arcana cards. And this lines up with what we were talking about astrologically, Kathy and I, yesterday. Woohoo! Sorry, I didn't mean to be too loud, but it's exciting. It's exciting. I do feel a coming together of the judicial system of the United States. Thank you, Barbara. I do feel a coming together of the justices in the United States, and I'm talking about across the United States. I was reading on the 11 worst troublemakers. Chat, I was just referring to those 11. I was reading on those 11 troublemakers. I'll compile the list for next time. I'm glad I'm back too, Amy. That's always good to be here. I haven't done my commercial, so I just want to say that I do this for a living. I'm a psychic, tarot card reader, medium, and I am a teacher too, and I teach classes, and I'm a life coach. I'm a spiritual life coach. I do this for a living, and I just want you guys to know that I'm here to serve you, and it's a win-win. So book a reading. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. It will help everything. It will clarify everything. If it's around your birthday time, it's a great time to get a reading. So I am not going to offer any classes right now because I haven't had enough people signing up, but stay tuned for that. Grassroots of Democracy meets on Thursdays. That's tomorrow night. We have a discussion group, Grassroots of Democracy. And then, yes, you're right, Chat. There are so many bad people in the government. So tomorrow night is our discussion group for Grassroots of Democracy. Please get involved. Our democracy depends on it. On Saturdays we have a work session, and that's a lot of fun. We get our tasks done to save democracy. And on Tuesday we have 20 on Tuesdays. We do a guided meditation for a healed America. I channel a guided meditation. And there are 10 meditations available on my website. Just in time for the commercial. I'm glad you like the commercial. On the website, Terry and I compiled 10 guided meditations for a healed America from our Tuesday night meetings. For the low price of $20, you can have 10 meditations, guided meditations. And it helps you to learn how to meditate too, for a healed America. So those are available on the website. And Church of Spirituality is every single Sunday, live stream at 1, and you can watch it afterwards, and the numbers are low on that, and I think that that's just because people don't have any idea how much watching Church of Spirituality will benefit you. So out of everything that I do, that one is really important to me. So there's my commercial. Thank you. Yes, if your birthday is the 25th, Amy's going to get a reading. Best time to get a reading. It's always a good time to get a reading, but on your birthday, it's really, like Kathy mentioned yesterday, during your solar return time, it's like the whole year is very clearly in view for your astrology and your tarot reading. And I am going to get a whiteboard, so when I do my commercial break, I can just point to the whiteboard, like Katie Porter style. I want to encourage everybody to think of the good people in our government and to send them, thank you, Kalani, to send them, the endorsements are there. Yeah, so, hang on a sec, you sidetracked me. So yeah, check out Church of Spirituality, and if it's your birthday this month, definitely get a reading. Let's read on Joe Biden. Remember him? There's this guy, and he's kind of like tall, and he's a little bit older. He's 80, and he's like 80 and a half years old. And he lives in this place. It's called the Maison Blanche. It's called the White House. And he's like in charge of upholding our Constitution and guiding the American people and helping the American people. And he lives in the White House. And he got into the White House, it was like January 21st, 2021. And his name is Joseph R. Biden. And he's been in our government for a long time. No malarkey. and he runs the country. And he's the actual president of the United States. And he has a vice president, and her name is Kamala Harris. And she's the first woman vice president. And she's of color. She's of Indian and Jamaican descent. And Joe Biden is our president. And he's been working really hard to save our economy, to save our country, to build us, to bring everything back, to build it back better. And he's been doing a fantabulous job. So we're going to read on this Biden guy. And Biden won't pardon Trump. Can you imagine? No way. And so we're going to read on Joe Biden. Dark Brandon. Yeah. And he plays it cool. And like I said the other night, it's like he's the bus driver on a bus of unruly kids. Just throwing spitballs and teasing each other and really loud. If you've ever driven a school bus, I haven't. But, you know, really loud. But Joe Biden, he's the guy that's like the driver, and he's riding, and we're riding with Biden. And we're glad that we have a good driver. And now I'm going to hang on before I go there. Jill's still talking about the Mueller report. The Mueller report is not dead. You remember the hope for the Mueller report? Yes, we all remember that. We were all there. I want to get a pair of Joe Biden sunglasses. That's next. We're reading on him. He saved our country, and he very might well have saved the world from can't even talk about it. He helped us come back from COVID. We had a guy in the White House who was, he was going for the herd. Trump called it the herd mentality. What he meant to say, herd immunity. So, I don't know. We can read on the Mueller report. It's not dead. And I feel like Jack Smith is connecting all the dots for sure. Yeah, remember when we used to be in a pandemic, and Trump's approach to the pandemic was, first of all, to say it was a Democratic hoax. Democratic. He probably said Democrat. So that's what Trump was going for, herd immunity, and he's so stupid that he called it herd mentality. Herd immunity is let people die from COVID. Do we remember when the Republicans were saying, we don't really need those old people, so let the old people, let's let everyone run amok during the pandemic, and let the old and vulnerable people, let them die, and then we'll have like healthier stock of a younger stock of the population, and this is how we'll deal with COVID. Remember that? He said herd mentality because he's just dumb. Trump. And Joe Biden came along, and as soon as he got in the White House, everybody was getting vaccinated. And we're not going to get into a conversation about vaccines. Let's look at the general. People got vaccinated, and we came back from a mega pandemic where the number of people that died, 1 million people in America, should have never died. Yeah, January 6 indictments are on the way. We're still reading on Joe Biden. I'm just blabbering. Must be the sun in Gemini. Can you remember that? They really were talking about just let Let the people that are weaker, let them die. The things we have heard over the past 7 going on 8 years, okay, Joe Biden. 8 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, that's a celebration. The Hermit. So this is Joe Biden just kind of, for some reason Joe Biden knows the best approach to what's going on with your heinousness. I do like that. I do like that, Terry. Your heinousness, I do like that. That might stick. So Joe Biden is very intent on staying out of it. He's very much all about, this is not political. So he's staying out of it. 3 Cups is a celebration. Joe Biden is assured that things are going to work out. I don't think Trump can read either. But he had Mein Kampf on the bedstand and he just absorbed it through osmosis. Remember that one day I was saying, if Hitler was alive right now, Trump would think that it's very likely Trump would consider him a hero. So the 8 of Pentacles, see the spider and the web? This is about Joe Biden. Yeah, this is about Joe Biden. Paxton corruption trial has been moved to Houston. What's the significance of it being in Houston? I just don't know. Ken Paxton. Remember, Ken Paxton got busted. Imagine what Trump's karma is. I wouldn't want to be him. So this is about Joe Biden. See the spider weaving, just weaving the web, doing what he needs to do. Yes, and the young voters definitely. Oh my gosh, if you were 20 right now, or maybe there's some people that are 20 here, I doubt it. They're probably on TikTok. Oh my gosh, we're in a tight spot. Oh, Jill, I don't know what to do. It's like, I don't know how to get you to think all positive. I know it's not easy. It takes work. Practicing positivity. It definitely takes work. I've sort of lost track of time because I lost you when my Wi-Fi quit, so let's just keep going. Yes, and Jared Kushner during COVID. Yeah. Betty, funny. Love the drama-free zone, but there's been more drama tonight than ever. People are testy. It's understandable. Don't think I don't understand. I'm just trying to help. So Biden is keeping out of it on purpose. He totally saved us. Joe Biden totally saved us. So Terry's question is, what's up with Kamala? She's been quiet. I just want to ask you this. How many vice presidents can you name that have been out in the limelight? Because I can't think of any. Yes, Jill! Jill explains that she's in accounting. Yeah, watch that logical brain. Don't let it logic up something that's catastrophic. That's what I recommend. Be more creative. Create, what we imagine, what we put our energy into thought-wise happens. Gives more energy to it. Yeah, Joe Biden will go down in history as the best president. Let's take a look. Let's just look at where we're going to be in 3 months. October is a big month for justice. If you don't hear about somebody in the news very much, there's just not a lot of news about them. Like Kalani's asking about AOC. They get interviewed and stuff. I'm actually going to I'm going to change topics. Yeah, Gavin Newsom was interviewed by Sean Hannity, who wouldn't listen. It was kind of comedic. Yes, we're back again. I'm going to read on the writer's strike because what just popped into my mind is that I miss Seth Meyers. I miss. I don't watch Colbert that much. I don't like him as much. Jimmy Fallon. They're all off the air because of the writer's strike. So I'm going to actually read on the writer's strike. You watching Midas Touch? I'll have to watch it on the replay. On Wednesday? Is it the brothers on Midas Touch tonight? I'm reading on the writer's strike. Yeah, because we missed the, maybe that's why everyone's kind of, not everyone, but people have been testy tonight. The writer's strike. What's happening is AI is, these companies that are trying to save money are being ridiculous because AI can take over writing of the shows, but it's not gonna be good for them. The writers are rebuilding. I feel like the union is coming together. I know AI has its place, but honestly, the Ten of Wands, the writers are going to come back. The writers are coming back. Yeah. Dick Cheney got a lot of attention. He also was a man, right? Women don't get that much attention. I know. Yeah, it's not going to work. AI, it's foolish. I have the Fool card. The writer's strike will end. They're building a better contracts, and the Ten of Wands, that's writing. AI has no sense of humor, and AI has no feelings. And you know what? Quite honestly, you know what I watched last night to just kind of take the edge off? Because I really felt it in the collective. I watched a documentary about Ram Dass and a documentary about Krishna Das. Who's very famous for doing kirtan, chanting, going on tour, doing chanting. So check that out. Because, check out something that's real high vibration. We need the balance. Yeah, Fox News is not a news station. It's FAUX, Fox News. So that's good news about the writers. Let's ask, when will the writers' strike end? It's not like they're just on strike and nothing's happening. They're actually negotiating. I totally miss the late shows, even though I just watched them, afterwards on YouTube. I don't have a TV. Is the writer's strike going to end this month? Not this month. Will the writer's strike end next month? Hasn't been determined yet. Yeah, it hasn't been. There's not enough things. Is it likely? Is it likely that the writer's strike will end this summer? No. It's going to go on for a while. Will the writer's strike will it end in the fall? Well, it's going to go for a while. Yeah, so anyway, I'm just saying, on Gaia, Gaia, if you have the Gaia app, there was some really, I just felt like I wanted to listen to Krishna Das chant and, people being all loving, because we forget how beautiful human beings are. Let's not forget. Coming together, singing, dancing, chanting. And if you have, that's why I have Sadhguru on the wall. It's like, bring it up. They exude energy. Ram Dass is on the other side now, but we can access these high vibrational beings. Yeah, it looks like the writer's strike is they're gonna work on it, but I don't see I don't see them coming back till the fall. 45 got pinched for using Matt Damon's, something from Matt Damon, yeah. And did you hear the AI was putting together a Beatles song? Paul McCartney shouldn't let that happen. I'm surprised. I don't know if that was his doing. You thought this was going to be a serious broadcast? What's your point? It's okay. It's PNN. It's the Psychic News Network. So apparently that person didn't realize that. Okay. What? Yes, we're all made in the image of God. Don't mess with Matt Damon. He's from this area. What else should we read on? Yeah, thank you. We don't, I mean, that person might have thought, because PNN sounds like actual news, right? It is actual news. It's just psychic news. Psychic facts. McCartney has declared it's birthday week for him. Oh, he's a Gemini. That makes sense. I'm verklempt. What should I read on? Somebody tell me what they want to know, because there's so many things, like so many cards I could pull. Well, you're coming up with something. Can the Democrats take the House back? Sissy, where you been? Yes, the Democrats, of course they can, and they are. Yes. Oh, Darren goes to Native American powwows. That's a great idea. Will Pompeo throw his hat in? Nope. Nope. Let's read on Chris Christie. You're multitasking, Moonchild? Let's read on Chris Christie. Let's read on this. Instead of reading on Chris Christie, we're going to read on... Well, this is a pendulum question. Are more Republicans going to come out not supporting Trump? Yes. News alert. Coastal biomedical labs are bleeding more horseshoe crabs with little accountability. What do they use the horseshoe crabs for? I forgot. I feel like there's an environmental organization that's going to get on top of that. Bober got shut down. Yes, chanting music. Jill, that's where do that. Listen to Krishna Das. And in this documentary they were talking about Krishna Das and how many people had reported to Krishna that they were going through some really big crises in their lives, and listening to him really healed them. Okay. What are we reading on? The Democrats will take the House back. The Democrats will take the House back. What was the question I was going to ask with the, it was about a specific person. The horseshoe crabs threw me off. Chris, okay, what I'm reading on is, will more Republicans defect on Trump? Yes. There are Trump defections. Yeah, Shockwave. I didn't know about that horseshoe crab debacle, but I'll look into it. I do sense that there are oceanic organizations. There are marine organizations that are going to shut that down. The committee members put Bober in her place. I need to see that. Darlene, yes, I've been saying that for a long time. Hakeem Jeffries, I see him as Speaker of the House. And actually, I had a vision today of Trump literally behind prison bars. I think it might have something to do with him. Oh, really, it was an actual picture in my mind. I think it has to do with him not adhering to the instructions of the judge. Lauren Boebert has no shame. Cheryl, do you know anything about the horseshoe crabs? You're in Maine. Will Democrats take House and Senate so they can impeach again if needed? Yes. I guess you guys haven't been following my whole take on that. The Democrats are going to be in charge. Your friend saw Trump in a glass coffin. I think he's going to defy the judge's order to not speak about the case. Okay, is he actually... Oh, we need to read on Nauta. Oh, okay, so Darlene just said it. He's speaking with Nauta and he's not supposed to be. So let's ask, will Trump be behind bars for that? He could be. Trump wants to turn his indictment into reality TV. Let's really look at this. Reality TV is what Trump thinks he's in. Mr. X, yes. The answer to that, Mr. X is asking, is anything good of note going to happen this coming year or sooner? What would that be? So Mr. X is new and thought that this was like CNN, but it's BNN. Yes, the Democrats are going to take back the House. Marjorie Taylor Greene's impeachment against Biden, will it make it to the floor for a vote? Will it make it to the floor for a vote? No. Trump cannot help himself. He cannot help himself. And I asked Kathy on our show yesterday, what is it? It is in his chart. Because, thank you, Ann. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up. He seems like he's, the self-sabotage. He has no handle on the self-sabotage. Yes, and thanks for coming. Please subscribe. Drop the card, hang on. We read the tea leaves here too. Let's do 2 more questions and then we'll read the tea leaves and we'll call it a success. Because I succeeded in coming back and we succeeded in being optimistic. New question. The House is censoring Adam Schiff because they're a bunch of middle schoolers and that's... Thank you, Ann. They're a bunch of middle schoolers and that's an insult to middle schoolers. Adam Schiff is a lawyer. They got nothing on Adam Schiff. They're going to impeach him. They're going to impeach Adam Schiff and Joe Biden for doing their jobs. Who's Nate Paul? I don't know who Nate Paul is. The vote failed tonight? Do you mean that they didn't... Is Adam Schiff going to get impeached? For what? What are they even saying he's done? Yeah, Shockwave, I knew about that. The FBI arresting that guy. Thank you so much for the donation. To all of you who have donated, thank you. I have to do a blanket donation thanks, because I'm in my psychic brain. Yes, I did hear about that, Shockwave. Yeah, the situation in Texas, the situation in Florida with Trump and the documents, and the situations in Texas with Paxton, and the situations in Georgia, they all have threads connecting them. I love you too. Oh, I can't wait to look at the video of what went on in the mock hearings today. And let's read on Nauta. Trump's sidekick, and Trump is talking to him and he's not supposed to be talking to him. You don't have to do anything to be impeached. Well, they have to have something. I mean, they have to have something. I mean, even if they have to make something up, they can't just say, I want you impeached for nothing. Thank you, Sissy. All right, is the impeachment of the attempt to impeach Joe Biden, is it going to go anywhere? No. No. They just want to impeach. Yeah, it's crazy. It's craziness, I tell you. 20 Republicans voted with the Dems. I see, and I just read on some Republicans are defecting from Trump. Yeah, I know, it's unbelievable. They're making absolute asses of themselves. Honestly. So we're reading on Nauta. Now, Excuse my ignorance. Was Nauta, is he Secret Service? I'm just wondering how he got his position with Trump that put him in a pickle. You guys know? Is it Walt Nauta? He's a young guy. I mean, he's probably in his 40s. Yeah, they're making stuff up. Biden did underhanded deals with China, and they do all this whataboutism. Well, how about what about Trump? And Biden didn't do that. Well, Nauta is his valet, but I wondered if he was like protecting him too. So he worked for Trump, paid by Trump. I read on this the other night, and I saw him flipping. Ex-military. That's why. Okay, yeah. I thought I was getting the military vibe. Thank you. He looks like he was in the military. He was in the Navy. Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah, they just want to make noise. These fascists want to make noise because they don't know how to govern. I totally agree with that. He was a Navy cook. Well, he was in the Navy. Is he going to flip on Trump? Yes, I got that the other night too. He's going to flip on Trump because he's very scared of what could happen to him. I mean, think about it. He could go to prison for the rest of his life. Now, if he just decides he's going to be with Trump. And if you heard Michael Cohen, the next song, In the Navy. We're in the Navy now. They call who flipper. Anyway, he is going to flip on Trump. No, Trump is done. Trump is done. The village people in the Navy. Jack Smith has separated the two of them. Trump and Nauta. Whatever happened to Brian White? Who's Brian White? I guess I forgot who he is because it's not ringing a bell. Let's read about Trump, whether he's gonna what do I call him? His heinousness. Nauta is flipping. Yeah. Yes. Trump is pow, as we say in Hawaii. I haven't heard that. Let not your hearts be troubled. Christ, I like it. The most uplifting chat entry of the night. Trump and Nauta. A change of fortune. Oh yeah, Trump's gonna he's gonna Nauta is spilling. He's gonna spill the beans. You know what I'm getting about that? That was a setup. Let me explain. What I'm getting about this, the judge telling Trump not to speak to Nauta, they knew he would. Oh, pow equals done. Yeah, I get that for sure. That was a setup. That was a trap. Boy, they all is well. That's a chant, the Church of Spirituality, Diane. Yeah, thanks for saying that. We sing uplifting chants at Church of Spirituality. Anyway, the whole thing between Trump and Nauta. I'm getting that they knew, they gave him the rope. Exactly. I really get that. You're calling Nauta popovers? That's funny. Yes, I said last year I saw 7 to 8 of them going to jail. Yeah, thank you for remembering what I said. He went home and got on a stage and confessed. Yeah, Trump did. Yeah. Don't watch it. Yeah, Trump is going to be in trouble because he's not going to adhere to the demand that he doesn't. Ooh, does Nauta have a wire on him? Now that's a good question. The Judge Cannon thing was a setup. Well, now that I'm reading on Nauta and Trump, possible. I was wondering about J.D. Vance too. J.D. Vance is being a big-ass troublemaker. Big troublemaker. Was the judge setting Trump up for failure by saying that he couldn't speak? Yes. Thank you, Diane. She's talking about Church of Spirituality. Good vibes, good vibes. And a good message, too. It's all channeled, so I can't take credit. the judge, they knew, and the guides are saying, look for more of that. Is the Eileen Cannon thing? Thanks, Betty. Is the Eileen Cannon thing? Is it kind of a trap? Not directly, but the Nauta thing with Trump. Trump needs to not speak. They know he can't shut up. That's really what I'm getting. I was just reading on if Judge Cannon's appointment was manipulated. It's not a direct thing. Indirectly, was it kind of, indirectly. That's interesting. Because think about, Nauta has lost all his military benefits. Michael Cohen said, when he was talking to Ben Meiselas yesterday, Michael Cohen was saying, I already told Walt Nauta, run. Just run. Run. Trump is the best witness we have against him. I don't think Congress can defund Jack Smith. I agree with you, Sarah. What's happening, part of it is like to have the arraignment in Florida. Trump couldn't say Washington, D.C. is against us. Yeah, J.D. Vance shouldn't have won. A lot of these people that I had said in the past, they didn't really win their elections. It's starting to come out. They didn't really win. Beto O'Rourke won in Texas, for example. We talked about that yesterday, too. We fit a lot into an hour. Anyway. Yeah. Tim Ryan won. So the DOJ is ahead of it. So nobody could cry foul because the trial was in Florida, not in Washington, D.C. I mean, not the trial. I mean the arraignment. Yes, yesterday. Getting my days mixed up. That was yesterday. And having Eileen Cannon in this really precarious situation over a barrel, really. This is the DOJ's very indirect way of saying, see, this is not partisan. J.D. Vance did not win. He's in the seat, but he didn't legitimately win that seat because of the gerrymandering and the redistricting and what the Supreme Court just did, which is a good thing. We'll talk more about that on Friday. And thank you for hitting the thumbs up and for saying that. Recently, with all the news about Trump, we're missing the other news. And we'll talk about that on Friday. The Supreme Court said no to gerrymandering. And there's going to be a lot coming out that is going to be to the disadvantage and the dismay of all those people that have been trying, all the Republicans that have been trying to rig the system. Yeah, same for Abbott with those uncounted votes. Yeah, the uncounted votes, all the cheating, all the projecting, all the things that they were saying, like Trump's always saying, oh, they steal the election, oh, mail-in ballots are not safe, and it's all that projecting is going to... Karma's a bitch. Yep, gerrymandering in Mississippi. So actually, what actually happened was the Democrats won all around. And we are going to come back to that. And it's time for me to read the tea leaves. Because that's what we do here. In the sign of Venus, I see. Kind of dark. We need a little more light. Yes, Beto did win. And I said that. I said, and Charlie Crist won in Florida. You heard it here. Tea time. Actually, that didn't help very much. Let's do this. I see a falcon. Hang on a second, because I know that there's an actual... Let me just read it intuitively. I know falcon is a messenger. I just don't know where I put the book. I'm probably sitting on it. There's a falcon and there's a Venus. So falcon is a messenger. That's a message from the higher powers. And so Venus the message from the higher powers is everybody love one another, okay? Just put out some extra effort. And I want to just give you all a lot of credit because you did that in the chat tonight. It was remarkable, remarkably inspiring. When people were waxing pessimistic, they were brought up. It's a lot of love. Love one another is another song. So I see a falcon and I see Venus. So what's happening, believe it or not, I mean, we're in a very scary place with these secret documents being leaked. Yes, Jesse Colin Young, that's a good song too, Get Together. We have, in the future, we have some mountains to climb, but we're climbing them, because I just saw the falcon. We're going to transcend. Yes, Betty sending love right now, everybody get it. Imagine, yeah, great song. What else do we see? There's a lot of birds, and birds are messengers. Definitely a lot of birds, and birds. We're going to have a lot of good messages. You see a high heel? That means you're going to have a date. How about that? I definitely see a flower. Between now in this week, the guys are saying it's good that Joe Biden is staying quiet and out of it. For some reason, I'm seeing that that's a really good thing. And somebody have a birthday? You cannot wait for your date. He. Just go out anyway. Where's the hearts? I see a heart. There's a heart there. That looks like there's a lot of birds in the cup tonight. So birds are messengers, and birds have to do with going to a higher place, to a higher vibration. And it is Flag Day, and no, Donald's birthday is today. It is Flag Day. So, I was saying earlier, the RMY birthday today, the Army birthday today. So I was saying earlier that the universe, it's like a cosmic joke. Trump is like a cosmic joke because he was born on Flag Day. No, it was today. His birthday's today, the 14th. It's on Flag Day. And the ultimate reason for Trump's existence and his journey that he took in this life is that we would save our democracy, is that we would be forced to save our democracy. So we're doing it. Please join us at Grassroots of Democracy. Let me just remind you that I've got plenty of time to do a reading for you, and I'm doing tea leaf readings too. If you don't want to take the plunge into a full-on tarot reading, I'm doing tea leaf readings too. So, Trump's birthday is today. It's on the 14th. All right. So we will see you Friday for Friday Night Live. It's always a fun party. And I had fun, and I hope nobody was offended by my feisty nature. But I'm really a stickler about people keeping the vibration high, because that's what we're here for. And thank you so much for your donations. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I really thank you for all the love. And I want to get better about begging people to subscribe if you haven't already. I really want to build my channel. I am stuck at really like the same number, and I've been stuck there for a very long time. So I really want to push things up. So thank you so much. And please book a reading, and be nice to one another. Be nice to yourselves. Do lots of self-care. Don't watch news stories that take you down the negative rabbit hole. Don't. Please, for all of us. All right, see you soon. Namaste.